Hello, my name is John, and I am here to discuss abortion. For the most part, this video is for you anti-abortion people that like to call yourselves pro-life. First of all, you're not pro-life. You're anti-freedom for people's bodies. Actually, you're anti-bodily autonomous. Because quite frankly, if the government decides what you're doing with your body, you don't have bodily autonomy anymore now, do you? If you were truly pro-life, you would be anti-war, anti-death penalty, and anti-pollution like poisoned water. I hate to tell you something, but you ain't going to have any life without water. So if your water is full of lead, arsenic, and any number of contaminants, odds are you're probably not going to survive, which means you're actually anti-life, not pro-life. So if you were truly pro-life, you would be in Michigan and one of the many other communities around the country that don't have clean drinking water, and you'd be trying to fight for their right to live. That's what pro-life actually means. You would also be protesting any wars. You would also be protesting all of the death penalties, because last time I checked, both of those also end life. That means you are not pro-life. You are just pro-fetuses being born. That's pretty much all you are. Now, let's discuss a little bit about religion and what the Bible has to say about life and when life starts, okay? Because I am pretty sure that most of you pro-life, anti-abortion people are probably fairly religious. The Bible, feel free to read it for yourself, specifically states that life begins at first breath. Last time I checked, babies don't breathe until they have breached the birth canal. Which means that according to the Bible, life does not begin at conception, life begins at birth. So if you're religious, you either have to go with your God or stop being religious, because quite frankly, your God is telling you when life begins. You are just choosing to ignore that fact. Now, when it comes to current laws, evidently most people don't seem to realize that most states actually have laws against late-term abortions just because you want an abortion. And quite frankly, the majority of women out there that get pregnant, after you go 5, 6, 7 months, 8 months of being pregnant, they're generally not going to want to get an abortion unless there's a medical necessity. They would have done it a long time before that. So it makes no sense to say, oh, we have to outlaw late-term abortions. Most states already outlaw them unless there's a medical necessity, meaning that the mom is going to die if the baby is not born. So that's a completely moot point right there. So most abortion debates really are about early-term abortions before fetuses have the ability to feel pain, have a developed brain, any of that thing, which is what we would consider being a human, is when you have a fully developed brain, you got fully developed heart, lungs, organs, so on and so forth, which is usually what happens like within the last couple of months. Okay, Roe versus Wade. Very interesting topic here that I have yet to find a anti-abortion person that actually understands what Roe versus Wade was really about. Roe versus Wade was actually about bodily autonomy. It was about the government having the ability to tell you what you can and can't do with your body, mostly including your organs or a fetus. Which means that the government can't tell you that you have to give up a kidney so that your neighbor can live because you guys are a match. Okay, so would you really want the government doing that? I seriously doubt it. So if you want to overturn Roe versus Wade, that's fine. But when the cop knocks on your door and says you got to give up your kidney so the gay guy down the street can live, you're probably not going to be too happy about that. And all of a sudden, you're going to want Roe versus Wade to be reenacted again. So why don't you actually understand what the bills are about that you actually, or the laws are about that you actually want to get rid of? Because you might be getting rid of freedoms you don't even realize you actually have. Now, last and not least, the current system. Quite frankly, we have a huge number that numbers in the hundreds of thousands of children that are currently in foster care, many of them looking to be adopted. What do you think is going to happen if we add another, say, 100,000 kids into that mix of kids that already can't get adopted? It's even more kids that can't get adopted. So quite frankly, until we worry about the ones that are unborn, maybe we should work on the ones that are born, that are here right now, that need loving families, that need clean water, that need a roof over their head, that need clean clothing, and that need food on a regular basis, because quite frankly, we have thousands and thousands of kids who go hungry every single night. So until we have all of those problems solved and we are taking care of the current kids we have now, we certainly shouldn't be adding any more into the system. And if you think outlawing abortion is going to mean that a whole bunch of women that are currently looking to get an abortion are just magically going to be good parents and not give those kids up for adoption, you're nuts. So in conclusion, until you learn what Roe versus Wade is really about, and until you stop being a hypocrite and you start caring about all life and not just unborn fetuses, you will continue to lose this debate and this battle. Thanks for listening, though, and have a good day.